This is Zhao, a keyboard warrior from China who does a weird luck enhancement ritual before going to bed. This is Clan Marathi, a history nerd from another world who has just finished writing his smut fanfic in his ancient diary. He dies. Zhao wakes up in Clan's body and lo and behold, he's been transmigrated into a Victorian world. After getting fooled by a charlatan and buying bread, Clan discovers about his masochistic tendencies and the fact that he has voices in his head that can help him access a foggy realm. So he does the obvious thing and deceives people into believing that he's a god to start his own cult. After his cult's first secret meeting, he is greeted by another bigger cult's police at his doorstep who were apparently really big fans of his fanfic and wanted to check up on his ancient diary for any new chapters. Klein feigns dementia and somehow the cultists believe him, offering him a job instead. Klein happily takes the job because he obviously needs more money to buy bread and becomes a double agent. On his first day at the job, he discovers that everyone at his new workplace was a substance addict. Klein is soon forced to take suspicious fluids and truly becomes one of them, a professional cultist substance addict. On his first mission as a cultist, he helps a child with his gay colleague and decides to deliver a toy to his house. Upon reaching the house, his new team is greeted with a circus clown and Justin Bieber. All of them share a nice laugh and song, and Klein gets some free career counseling from the clown. Upon returning home, Klein has a long hard think about his career's future and finally decides that he also wants to become a circus clown. The next day, he is about to hand in his resignation letter, but before he could do it though, he is informed that his tax-evading mentor abused too much substance, and as a result he tried to fuck his puppet, thinking it was his wife and had to be put down. And so his previous salary was increased from the purchasing power of 600 pounds of bread to 1440 pounds of bread. With his new salary, Klein forgets all about the career counseling and instead goes for a session of sunbathing to treat himself. He gets a bit too close to the sun though, and is nearly burnt alive in the process. After rehydrating, Klein decides to visit his old history teacher to seek inspiration for the new chapters of his fanfic diary. Instead, he was enlightened about the fact that his history teacher was also a substance addict and that he abused substances so much that he got dementia. Also that there was a non-zero chance of him being a war criminal in the past. Both of them bond over their shared sense of dementia and become friends. After the euphoria of the suspicious flirt wears off, Klein and his fellow official cultists gang up on a trans woman to politely invite her to their cult by putting up a gun to her head. Turns out she wasn't as big of a fan of being shot as they'd hoped and kills one of Klein's colleagues in retaliation. "Your sacrifice will not be in vain," says Klein's squad captain before taking out his fork and spoon. Turns out, aside from being a cultist substance addict, he was also suffering from cannibalistic urges, but more importantly, male pattern balding. Ding ding ding, it is time for Klein's very own secret cult meeting. He puts his newly acquired charlatan skills on full display and as a result manages to convince a 12-year-old child to join his cult. Remember Klein's demented history teacher? Well, as it turns out, he's suspiciously good at killing people. The cult commits its first crime, aside from unauthorized substance dealings, and with his help, cleanses Luffy's evil brother. Klein's next job as an official cultist is to solve a rather elaborate puzzle. He manages to solve the puzzle and tracks down the location of the supposed prize, which just turns out to be a widowed pregnant woman. Klein and his cultist friends are understandably upset, but his squad captain still shoots his shot and lays his heart bare in front of the pregnant woman. He gets rejected, and so Klein reasonably crashes out and shoots the pregnant woman. Klein then witnesses the wrath of a disgruntled employee, which was also the final straw for him to switch professions and finally become a circus clown. Klein's family is not too thrilled about his career choices, and so he runs away from home in defiance, turning to illegal immigration and also marking the end of the first volume of Lord of the Mysteries.